Rhea and Karina both said that they felt like I was attacked.
What?
No. Don't even go there. I was never screaming at you till after.
Jamie, bring it down a bit.
Don't tell her to bring it down, mate.
It's the audacity to come on reality TV looking for clout and then turn around and treat people as though they are beneath you when all of you are on the same show. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Because at the end of the day, if Lauren was in her business and she was talking down to people, people would say, no, that's her business. She deserves to talk to everybody like that because she's worked hard to build her business. You are on a dating show just like everybody else. You know the concept of dating shows. You know that you're expected to speak to these other people and sort of update them on your relationship. So the audacity to talk down on people, the audacity to call names does not make sense. Never in a million years would I have expected Elliot to come out looking like an angel. I now stand with Elliot. Never thought I would say that, but I now stand with Elliot. The way Lauren has behaved, somehow Elliot is not looking as bad as he did when he told her he didn't want to be married to her. Suddenly, he looks like an angel. And then, if you have friends like Rhea and Karina, and they suddenly side with your enemy, then know that they were never your friends. They were your friends because you were convenient, and they were looking for an excuse to show themselves, and they have. I feel sorry for Jamie. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, Season 12, Episode 24. So it's a continuation of Girls' Night. You have Lauren having stormed off and she's pacing up and down. She doesn't want to be with the Bogans. And I think the producers are tired of her crap. This is why they didn't seem to do anything special for her. Because they could have easily put her in a car and brought her back to the resort. They didn't need to keep her there. So the idea that she was pacing around doesn't make sense. And then for me, I'm side-eyeing Karina and the audacity. For me, this is what I think. I think Karina is doing all this so as to take the heat away from her husband because at the moment, everybody's side-eyeing Paul because he punched the door. And now she is looking for a way to divert attention and have somebody else in the hot seat because there is no reason why Karina needed to defend Lauren. We've never once seen them have a conversation, let alone for her to come to Lauren's defense. Yes, I understand wrong is wrong, right is right, but the audacity to say people came at this woman. This woman didn't want to be there. Let's be for real. She didn't want to be there. She's never wanted to be there from the moment she walked down the aisle and she saw Clint. She wanted to leave. But then I think the producers told her, you can't leave. You have to continue in the process. So she's tried her best to sort of revamp her image and come out as an empowered woman. That way, when she walks out the door, nobody has anything bad to say about her. She has treated her husband badly. She's lied that he wants to leave the experiment. For the girls to ask her, what's going on? There's nothing wrong with it. When she came in and she complained bitterly about Elliot, everybody stood side by side, held hands together, and fought her battle for her. So the audacity now that she's being held to account by those same people, for her to call them bogans and tell them you're less than, oh my God, my blood is boiling. Karina did not need to involve herself in that nonsense, and I give it to Jamie. Jamie is always going to speak her truth. You can call Jackie and Jamie disorganized, but one thing about them, they're going to speak their mind. They're going to speak their mind. Because Jamie was asking Karina, you and I are friends. What the hell are you doing defending this person? And at the end of the day, if Karina had an issue with what Jamie did, she and Jamie are friends. She could have pulled Jamie aside and told Jamie, I'm not happy with what you did. This is, maybe you needed to do ABC. Not to call her out in front of everyone and then run after Lauren with Rhea. Karina and Rhea are looking for attention. That's the impression that I get. They don't want heat on their relationships, but they want attention in a different way. That way they're still in the spotlight. For them, well, Rhea was sort of trying to be the sort of Switzerland, whereas Karina was, the girls were wrong for the way they spoke to you. That is unacceptable. They shouldn't have spoken to you like that. Anyway, let's go back. They just are trying to hear your side of the story. Hear what? That she doesn't like her husband. We had Adrian ask her husband that, do you think this woman loves you? Even Elliot asked the same question and he couldn't answer that. It's the audacity to come back, sit down, and then try and just say, oh, I'm not attracted to him, there's no spark, there's nothing, so why are you still in the experiment? Why didn't you write leave? Why didn't you say this to the experts? And then to call out Afina and Jamie had my blood boiling. Why them two? Why them two? What is it about them that you don't like? Everybody else has a high power job, so you respect them. But these two, because she's an elderly care provider and Jamie is a project manager or something like that. So what is it about them that you don't like that makes you feel that you're better than? I think people should have called out. I am happy that the rest of the girls stood united. And really, you had Beth, you had Jackie didn't say much, but you also had even Veronica sort of stood up for the girls, and the girls found out that apparently she was calling them bogey or bohemian or whatever she was calling them, drunks. So the girls are now at war with her, and I can't wait. I really can't wait for Jamie to storm off and say, I want to go to my husband. I think the producers ran around because I don't think they really like Lauren that much. If they liked her, they would have removed her from this situation, but she was told to go back and sit down, and I have a feeling that Ree and Karina were actually told, go and console her. I'm side-eyeing the producers because why is it once Jamie said she wanted to leave, suddenly everybody was packed up and left? When Lauren said she wanted to leave, they had her standing in the car park and they wouldn't give her a car to leave. And so it's like, has she been terrible to the production staff? Is that why they don't really sort of mess with her? Is that why they don't jump when she asks them to jump? What is it? I can't wait. Anyway, back at the resort, you have the husbands having a conversation with Clint and just telling him that we're not picking on you, we're not trying to break your relationship, but we just want to make sure that you're looking at this thing analytically and critically and making sure that this lady is not leading you astray, because at the end of the day, you need to be comfortable with the decisions that you're making. It could be she could be telling you to say, let's leave, and then once you've left, she'll dump you and she'll move on to somebody else. So just be mindful of that. You had Jeff tease, Paul to say Paul wants to say something. Apparently, Paul hadn't said anything. He was just sitting there quietly. I think Paul is becoming depressed. I think he is. I think this incident has really broke him. I don't think it's a side of him that he expected to show, and I don't think it's a side of him that he expected to show on TV for that matter, and he knows that it's going to live there till Kingdom Come. So that was cute. You had the ladies come back and everyone was calling for their partner. You had Jamie calling for David. And it's like, oh my God, it's really bad. For Lauren to have the audacity to say this is the worst night of my life, I didn't like that. I personally didn't like that. I felt that was in poor taste. And sadly, it had the husband's backs up, because the moment she said that, everybody wanted to know, why is she saying that? Why is she saying it's the worst night of her life? Because we now want to know what's gone wrong amongst the ladies for her to come up with this sort of storyline that, oh, this is the worst night of my life. I love that you had, Afina, Jamie, and Beth. They took their husbands, TJ, Dave, and Adrian, and sat down and had a debriefing. The ladies revealed that, she called us bogies. She said we're drunk, and she said that, she would never associate with us. She was looking down on us. And then they revealed the comments she made about her husband, that there's no spark, there's no chemistry, there's nothing there. And so the ladies just debriefed it, and the husband, she could tell, everybody knows she's not attracted to that man. Everybody knows. Even he, if he's being honest, he knows she's not attracted to him. But I think he's trying to sort of maintain a certain level of respect for himself. And this is why he's putting up with the nonsense. I don't think in the real world he would have put up with that. Anyway, so you have Dave playing CNN, and it's like, Dave, please. The way he was walking across the lawn to go and debrief, to Clint ASAP was something else, because Clint went with Lauren and tried to find out what had happened, and she just kept saying, I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed. And it's like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't get it. Anyway, you had Dave tell, Clint, this is what your wife said. She said there's no spark, there's no chemistry, and once you leave here, that's it. She's done with you. So just know that if you're leaving with her, you're leaving with her. But once you get out of the airports, you're going separate ways. And Clint was sort of questioning the authenticity of this information. And it's like, buddy, what do you think, Sherlock Holmes? You've been with this woman so many times. Has she shown you any interest? Has she shown you any respect or any regard for your feelings? In the morning, you have Jamie and Dave. They're still talking about this incident because Jamie is furious about the way she was spoken to. That wasn't acceptable. That wasn't acceptable. She spoke to her like she was speaking to a little child, or like she was speaking to a beggar on the street or a homeless person. So that wasn't acceptable. So I love that Dave is sort of trying to pacify his wife and sort of show her respect and show her love and compassion. You have Lauren and Clint in bed, and they're sort of talking about what happened. And Clint eventually reveals what he was told by Dave. And Lauren is saying, "Oh no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just said we're still working on our relationship to see if we can build something. I don't know where that came from." And it's like, if you're going to stand amongst the women with your full chest and say you don't like this man, then have the full chest to tell this man to his face that, "Buddy, I'm sorry. I don't like you. I really don't like you. I'm not feeling you. There's nothing here. Let's keep it stepping." Instead of you now making it seem like you didn't say anything, when you know for a fact that this is being recorded for TV. It's being recorded for TV. What do you think, Sherlock Holmes? What do you think is going to happen when he watches it? And for Clint to say, "Oh, well, Dave told me what he told me, but I will go by what Lauren is telling me," you're going to look like an idiot. You're going to look like an idiot when you watch it and you see the words coming out of her mouth. So you have Aiden and Afina. They go to the beach. So they leave the resort and they go to the beach and they spend their time there. They're sort of writing in the sand. It was really cutesy. I think they really have a good connection. I think they really like one another. The problem is the fact that she's got a child, and every time they don't address it, feelings are developing, and it's going to be difficult for her to break up with this man. I wish she would actually realize that this man might not be it for her, and she needs to keep it stepping. He's manipulated her. He's said things that are unacceptable. He's allowed his family to disrespect her. So the idea that she would want to continue in a relationship with him is shocking for me, because the main things that are fundamental in a relationship are not there. He can't see himself being a father to her child. His family can't stand her. So why should she continue to try and make an effort in this relationship? Why? It's not going anywhere anyway. So what's the point? You have Jamie and Dave. They go shopping for crystals. I think these two people said, "No, we can't be in the same house with this woman. Otherwise, it's about to kick off." And I think the producers wanted to keep the drama for the evening. So this is why they've decided to separate them. They went crystal shopping. They were in a very good space. You had Dave standing by his wife and supporting his wife through this whole mess, because he is always going to be Team Jamie, irregardless of whether she's right or wrong. And then I think he's going to pull her aside for her wrongs and sort of tell her when she is wrong. It was the funniest thing ever. It was really sweet to watch, and it was nice that they could take time away from everybody and just spend time just, walking around the shops, going along the beach, and just being at peace. I really loved that. You have Elliot and Veronica. They're in a good space as well. They I think decided to stay back, so they are at the poolside. Elliot is swimming, and then he's sort of playing with her. They were very giggly and sort of giddy. And according to Elliot, when they are amongst other people, they seem to be doing very well. When they're on their own, that's when they're not. I think the more that Veronica sees that actually Lauren is a problem, the better it will be for her in a relationship with Elliot, because I think she had this angelic idea of Lauren, and so she saw Elliot as this nasty man who treated this woman terribly, and because of that she hasn't really given him an opportunity to show her who he is, and she's always been on the defense, just waiting for him to slip up and make a mistake. And now spending time, I think, with the other ladies and Lauren, and seeing that actually Lauren is not the angel and that Elliot is not that bad, even according to some of the women who have now revealed a different side of him, I think she's now open to getting to know him. She's now open to exploring a connection with him to see how deep that can go. So it's going to be quite a journey for Elliot, and I think he deserves to sort of go through these ups and downs so that he knows that no relationship is perfect. Even if he gets, the young 25-year-old who wants to have 1,000 kids, there's always going to be ups and downs. So this is a teaching ground for him. So you have Ree wanting to play peacemaker, or wherever she's been sent to play peacemaker, going to have a conversation with Lauren, which I think is what Karina should have done with Jamie, and Jamie would have respected her more, because she goes when they're prepared, or you have Lauren and Clint preparing breakfast or brunch, and she sort of says to her, I understand how you feel. You were addressed yesterday, and I understand how the girls feel that they were insulted yesterday. And I empathize with both parties, but I want to just say I don't agree with the name calling. And for Lauren to sort of look at her like, well, I only name called because I was attacked. And it's like, no, you did not. Day one, as soon as you saw Jamie, you started calling her a bogey or bohemian or whatever she calls her. And you said you wanted her nails changed. They needed to change the nail color because you didn't like it. Irregardless of whether Jamie had personally walked in and said, this is the color that I wanted, you didn't like it, so you wanted it changed. You attacked Jamie for just existing in your presence. So the audacity to try and make it seem like you're provoked, and this is why you made the comment you made, please sit down. We're not here for it. Please sit down. So you have Ree now feeling like an idiot. For which she should, because she backed someone who was wrong, and now that person has really shown her who she is. She should have believed her the first time she saw her and the things she was saying, but no, she didn't. She thought, oh, let me try again. Well, here you are. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And it is what it is. So you have Lauren sort of, saying she doesn't empathize, she doesn't feel sorry for what she said. She felt justified in whatever she did because she was being attacked. And it's like, okay, Jamie's away, she's enjoying herself with her husband, she's not there. So you have the rest of the group sitting, outside, and you have Veronica sort of waxing Elliot's back because apparently it's very hairy, and everyone else is sort of like a cheer squad. And then you have, Clint and Lauren sitting on the sun deck or on these day beds on their own, away from the group. And it's like, why are we still here? Why are we still here? Why not pack our stuff and go home? Why are we still here? Have we been told by the producers that we cannot leave until we get back to Sydney? What is it? So you have them sort of sitting there, and TJ, being the empath like Ree, he goes across to check on them to sort of see, are you okay? Is there anything you guys need? Lauren says she doesn't want to spend any time with anyone. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. She doesn't feel it's worth her time spending time with anyone. She then, feels attacked from the night before by Afina and, the troll. And it's like she knew exactly what she was doing. Because she knew if she called Afina a troll, people were going to use the R word. So in order to avoid the R word, she decided to call Afina by name and call Jamie a troll, because she thought, oh, no one will be offended if I call Jamie a troll. And it's like, it's the audacity. Look in the mirror, madam. Look in the mirror. Just look at yourself. You're not all that you think you are. And I really hate that she was allowed to say that. And so you had TJ feeling like an idiot, because everyone who tries to reason with her leaves looking like an idiot or feeling like an idiot. So he goes to have a conversation with Elliot and Jeff. And if I were a betting woman, for which I'm not, never in a million years would I have thought Elliot would come out the angel and Lauren would become the villain. Never. Because you had, TJ just regurgitating everything that was said, and everybody was shocked. The boys were clutching their pearls because they couldn't understand the audacity that you offended people yesterday, and instead of apologizing, you're actually doubling down, and her husband is supporting this. Clint is going to look like an idiot when he watches this show. He really is, because he backed his partner, yes, but he packed his partner into the mud, which is really sad. You have Jamie and Dave come back from the day out, and when they come back, Jamie's sort of asking everybody, what happened? Did anything happen while we were away? And the ladies start calling for TJ, because TJ is the one with the tea. He's the one with the gossip, because he's the one who went over and spoke to Lauren and Clint. TJ reveals that, Lauren doesn't feel sorry for what happened and she's not going to apologize. She actually called names or to the ladies' names. And so they want to know, and he reveals that Jamie was called a troll. And because Jamie's like, what the hell? What did I do to be called a troll? Everybody knows that this woman couldn't stand Jamie from the moment she saw Jamie. I think she doesn't like people that have a bigger personality than her. And instead of her trying to build up her own personality so that she's a bigger personality, she decides to name call and sort of play the victim. Anyway, you have the couples go into their rooms and get ready for the night. You have Clint having a conversation with Lauren, and he's telling her, I don't agree with what the girls did to you. And so he's sort of saying we're a united force, and whatever happens with everybody else, he's going to back Lauren regardless of whether she's right or wrong. And it's like, buddy, this is not you doing it in private. This is you doing it in public. If you're agreeing with nonsense, that means you're just as bad as the person you're agreeing with. So that didn't make sense. Jamie is furious. She says she wants to address the troll comment because she's not going to accept that from anybody else. She won't accept any level of disrespect. So once they sit down for dinner, she's going to bring it up. Her husband, obviously, Dave, is going to support his wife regardless of what's happening. So he feels some type of way about the name calling and the fact that Lauren can't sort of bring herself to apologize. And it's like, this is not a good look for Lauren. Lauren is a business owner. And I don't know about Australia, but in other countries, when you behave like an idiot, you pay financially like an idiot because people just withdraw themselves from your services. So the idea that she'd go on TV and embarrass herself like that and then expect to come back and be financially secure in her business, this is not a good look, and I can't wait to see what happens. All the couples get ready, they sit down. Lauren and Clint are sat on these sort of throny chairs in front of everybody else as though they're at a tribunal. And then it comes up, the comments start because, Jamie wants to know why she was called a troll. Dave is not on board with it. He doesn't agree with his wife being called names. So he asks Clint, after what you heard yesterday and after what's happened today, how do you feel about it? And Clint is saying, well, I back Lauren because at the end of the day, I feel like people came after her and it wasn't warranted. And it's like, everybody's asking, what do you mean it wasn't warranted? Even Jeff stepped up and said, that's unacceptable. You can't back that. You can't support that. That's not, this is not your place to sort of support it. You need to be able to call wrong, regardless of whether they're your wife or not. You had Adrian shouting and as well saying this is unacceptable. Everybody was surprised. Even Dave himself was surprised that, this man is backing this nonsense. And Lauren sat there like she's on a throne, all high and mighty. The audacity for this man to swear at Jamie multiple times. He's going to look like an idiot when he sees the things that the person he was backing was saying behind his back. This woman said there's no spark. This woman says she's not attracted to you. So the idea that you would want to support her doesn't make sense. And for Karina to sort of say to Jamie, you need to tone down. This is what I'm going to say. Karina, if she's friends with Jamie, needs to be able to pull Jamie aside and have a conversation with Jamie away from the cameras and tell her friend how she feels instead of embarrassing her friend in front of everybody else. That I didn't like. That wasn't a good look. That was humiliating. And I get why Jamie was upset. For Ree not to say anything as well didn't make sense given that the two of them are friends with Jamie. Jamie has defended everyone, and for production to sort of play a montage of the number of times that Jamie has defended people, it doesn't make sense that these girls would sit there and watch her be embarrassed and humiliated by somebody else. You had Jackie sort of asking, Jackie of all people, asking Ree that, are you not going to back Jamie? Asking Lauren, are you not going to apologize? And it's like, if Jackie is the one who's defending somebody, then there's a problem. Even herself, Jamie was taken aback because Jackie is the last person she's expected to defend her. And for Karina to say, oh no, you have an opinion, everybody's got an opinion, but you don't need to scream and shout. And it's like, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable at all. I agree with Jamie that when Jamie's fighting everybody else's battle, they're cheering her on. They are wanting her to be loud. But suddenly, when she is fighting her own battle against other people, then everyone is side-eyeing and thinking, oh, why is she shouting? She shouldn't be shouting. Are you for real? Are you for real? What do you expect her to do? Just sit there and be embarrassed by somebody who's not worthy to be in her presence. The audacity for Lauren to think that she is better than Jamie and then to move away from the group and go and sit just behind them and be listening and be making snarky remarks. This is not a good look for Clint. Clint had a lot of capital being treated terribly by his wife. And so the audacity for him to now go and be saying terrible things about other people in the experiment doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense. And I feel humiliated for him. He is better than this. He is bigger than this. The idea that he would sit there and be making remarks with someone who has treated him like crap doesn't make sense. Elliot is vindicated. And I never thought I would say that because at the end of the day, he treated Lauren the way she deserves to be treated. And I'm going to stand on that. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 23. Bye guys.